computer. Excellent. All right, so just introduce myself again. I'm Michael Coldacina. I'm the manager of travel industry accounts with Sports Travel and Tours, and I'm going to be going over the itinerary for the horses and homers. So let me share the itinerary with you, and hopefully all of you should have received an email that would have a link to this document here that's going to go through each day's events. It also has the cell number of your host, Julie Heiser. And just to reiterate, the phone number, if anything, if you have any questions or there's any issues that come up before travel starts, call us at our 1-800 number, 1-800-662-4424. If once you start your travel and there's an issue while you're on your trip, please feel free to use that number for Julie. But if it's anything before the trip, please call us here at the office and we should be able to take care of everything for you. So your trip starts out in St. Louis on May 2nd. Some of you, I think, may have added an early arrival night, but you'll be staying at the Drury Plaza Hotel, St. Louis, at the Arch. And when they say that the hotel is at the Arch, it is literally at the Arch. If you come out of the front entrance of that hotel, which is at the end of a block, make a right-hand turn onto that next street, and literally you're a block away, staring right at the center of the Arch. So it's excellent location. It's also close to the ballpark. But that first evening after you arrive and meet Julie in the main lobby around 5:30 p.m. Afterwards, you'll do a nice short walk to your trip reception. This will be a nice meal, non-alcoholic drinks, and then more importantly, it's going to give you an opportunity to meet Julie face to face, but also meet the other participants that are on the trip. The rest of the evening after the trip reception will be at leisure. And it is, like I said, it's a convenient hotel. There's a lot to see and do and to experience that's just right within a few minutes of the hotel. We've been using this hotel for a number of years and get great feedback from it.
Yeah, we
So
were
next,
we took a tour out of St. Louis a few years ago that went on to Iowa and Kansas City and Minnesota. It was a nice place, and it really literally is.
oh,
I mean,
excellent,
the arch is in
excellent.
your backyard.
It is. It's right. You can
Well,
if you had a really good arm, Sam, you could almost throw a baseball and hit it.
That's right. That's right. It is a nice place. Yeah.
so and each of our baseball road trips and our other packages include now $100 per person in Uber vouchers. So you can use those Uber vouchers to get from St. Louis Lambert International Airport to the hotel. If you're really intrepid, there is a light rail line that goes from the airport to within about 4 to 5 blocks of the hotel, if you're so inclined. But just a couple of different options for you. On Sunday, May 3rd, day two, we'll be entirely in St. Louis. We are going to walk and visit the Gateway Arch. We'll take the tram, which is very unique since it's going up at an angle. They've got trams on both sides of the arch, but it gives you a great panoramic view of the St. Louis area and looking across the mighty Mississippi River. Afterwards, then we'll do a leisurely walk to Busch Stadium 2 hours before the gates open, and we're going to have a great matchup between the visiting Dodgers and the hometown Cardinals. There'll be enough time to take advantage of the great ballpark village there that's in St. Louis that has been, I think, open for what, about at least 10, maybe 11 years. It's a
Uh,
really
at
great
least.
feature for that area. One important note with the Drury Plaza and all of the Drury hotels is their 5:30 to 7 p.m. hotel kickback. So every evening, the hotel provides free hot hors d'oeuvres, cold beverages, including beer and wine. So please take advantage of that. The rest of the evening is at leisure in St. Louis, and breakfast, of course, is included daily at the Drury Plaza as well. The
The nice
next, I'm
Michael,
sorry. Yep.
I was just going to share that the nice part about being in St. Louis at this particular property, as Sam suggested, is you can kind of also come and go as you please. So if you don't want to go to the ballpark, 2 hours beforehand, and you're fine, want to go do something else, You can walk there on your own, and you can show up 5 minutes, and your seat will still be there. So it's really the flexibility factor of this particular hotel and property. It just adds a lot to the St. Louis stay. Michael.
Okay, moving on to day three, Monday, May 4th. We're going to start the day after breakfast by heading to the Budweiser Brewery. The Budweiser Brewery has been home in St. Louis since the 1850s. It's actually the original Budweiser Brewery, and we'll do a brewery tour and experience the Clydesdales. The Clydesdales have been known for probably close to 100 years representing Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch. And it's really a great experience to be able to see them up close and personally. Lunch will be on our own at the beer garden. And then evening time, we'll take a walk back at your leisure. As Jay said, we can either do it, you can go with Julie when she goes, or you can go earlier, or you can go later. But the Cardinals will be taking on the Brewers in this evening game. And hopefully this will be another great matchup at Busch Stadium. The next morning, we're off to Louisville. Expect it to be about a 4.5 hour drive from the hotel to Louisville. We'll have lunch on our own in downtown Louisville before heading over to the Louisville Slugger Museum, where we'll be able to visit the factory, do a factory tour, and really get a behind the scenes view of what goes into making a Louisville Slugger bat. And also, you'll be able to leave the tour with a souvenir mini bat. That evening, we'll be at Louisville Slugger Field for the hometown Louisville Bats hosting the Nashville Sound. And this is a great minor league ballpark, very close to the Ohio River. Great views and a great surroundings.
It is close to the hotel, the ballpark.
It is. It's not really within walking distance, so transportation will be provided.
Yeah, actually, you can do it either of two ways, Sam. We will have the motor coach. It is definitely close enough for you to walk. So if you're, a walker and you're able-bodied, you absolutely can walk there in just maybe 10 minutes. So it's not out of the realm of walking by any means.
Oh, okay.
And then, of
Okay.
course, if you walk there, you can walk back. But we do have the motor coach if need be.
So on day five, May 6th, still in Louisville, and another great attraction in Louisville area, probably what Louisville is best known for, is it's home to Churchill Downs. And I think it's just going to be within 4 days of the Run for the Roses and the Kentucky Derby. So there'll still be a lot of excitement in the air in the area with whoever happens to win that race. But you'll do a tour of Churchill Downs and experience the excitement. This is probably the most well-known horse race in the world, or at least in the United States, but probably in the world. And
Now
after
there's
lunch,
I was just going to say I don't think there's racing that day though at Churchill, right?
I don't think so. I do not
No,
believe so.
so what else do they have there? They have a museum
So
or they
there's
have
there's
like
actually so the tour is going to be nice, experiencing the whole stadium and area. And then Jay, do you know, are they going into the Kentucky Derby Museum?
Yeah, you'll have time to experience that as well. Yep, you'll spend a good portion of the morning on the grounds. So you'll be part of an actual. It's a very leisurely, low key. Uh, I guess you could call it a walking tour of Churchill Downs. So you'll get a chance to see it. It will be empty, but you'll get a chance to see the museum. You'll be able to, get into the paddock area and look, actually see how it feels. And it's if you haven't seen it before, or been there before, it's huge, absolutely huge. You leave there going, oh my God, I can't believe there's a couple of 100,000 people that leave this place all at the same time after the Derby is over. Even though they do have a couple of races after that, it's just massive. It's very, very impressive and a fun place to be. It's actually kind of cool too, not having a ton of people there because you can get actually some nice pictures out front. They've got some monuments and horses that you can good photo spots. and then
And a
you'll be
lot of
able.
great memories from past races at the museum. So the rest of the evening after visiting the Muhammad Ali Center and Museum in Louisville, evening will be at leisure. And then the next day, we're heading off to Lexington. It's a full day. We've got a lot of great events. We'll start out with a horse-drawn trolley tour for a 10-minute ride around the center of the Kentucky Horse Park. You'll also then visit the Hall of Champions show and see the Equine Showcase and Academy. This Kentucky Horse Park is a large, active horse farm, but they also host a lot of events throughout the years and is one of the more most popular features in the Lexington area, which is known for their horse farms and their different stops along the Bourbon Trail. We'll have lunch at the Trolley Stop Cafe, and then afterwards, we're going to go to a distillery. We'll go to the Woodford Reserve Distillery and look at the fine art of bourbon making. And this has been on the National Historic Site since not, I don't know how long it's been on the National Historic Landmark Site, but it's basically been around since 1812, so well over 200 years. And then later on that afternoon, we'll do some tastings, have a 70-minute guided tour of the distillery. And I think you'll also have some opportunity to bring home some fine spirits if you so desire.
I want you to notice that we did the distillery tour after lunch and not after breakfast.
Or that we didn't make the distillery tour lunch.
So there is some thought that sometimes goes into these.
And then once that's over, it's not a very long drive to Cincinnati. We'll check into the Hilton Cincinnati Airport. So have some rest of the evening will be at leisure. And then Friday, May 7th, pretty full day. After breakfast, we're going to head to Great American Ballpark on the banks of the Ohio River. We'll do a stadium tour of Great American Ballpark. And this is one of my favorite ballparks. I love the view that you have looking over the river and how they've got in the outfield. It almost looks like smokestacks from a paddle wheel boat. And then also we'll visit the National Underground Railroad and Freedom Center, which is just a block or two away from the ballpark. And then lastly, the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, one of the better team museums in Major League Baseball. And then that evening, the Astros are in town, hosted by the Cincinnati Reds. After the game, we'll head back to the hotel. The hotel does have a airport shuttle, so you'll be able to depart at leisure that next morning. And if you've decided to extend your stay, enjoy some extra time in Cincinnati.
Yeah, and
Let me
the hotel is a full service hotel, and the reason why we obviously use this hotel, it's a full service Hilton, is being out at the airport. You get the availability for the day that you are leaving to be able to pick up the shuttle, make it simpler because you're just a couple of minutes away from the terminal. So it's a very convenient spot, and it's definitely easy to navigate once you do indeed depart.
And when we go into Cincinnati on Friday, um, so you're taking us straight from the distillery to the hotel, and then we're on our own to go back into Cincinnati for dinner or something, or are we stopping before we go to the hotel to check in?
So I believe the plan is to go from the bourbon tasting there at the Woodford Reserve and go to the hotel, and then you'd be free at leisure to use your Uber credits to go someplace local close by, or if you wanted to go into downtown Cincinnati, you could always do that.
And the hotel also is a full service Hilton, so they do have a restaurant right on property. So you can get, to the hotel. We'll be getting in at around dinner time anyway, just before, about five, probably about 5 o'clock, 5:30. So we're going to assume that if everybody had a taste or two at this terrific distillery, that 2 hour drive is going to feel like about 10 minutes.
And there also are a number of restaurants that are within easy walking distance of the Hilton Cincinnati Airport. It's in
Oh,
an area
okay.
where there's just a ton of hotels, ton of restaurants. So, within a 5 to 7 minute walk, there's a lot of different options if for some reason you don't want to eat at the hotel restaurant.
Yeah, good.
Any other questions?
Do we have
About the ballparks,
oh,
with the
I think at least with Louisville, I wasn't sure about Cincinnati or St. Louis, about clear bag policies for women, of course. Men aren't usually carrying bags. We just have our pockets. But my wife was a little concerned because she has some, some, she has some medication and, other medical things that she carries with her. I don't know if you've had experience at these parks, what the situation is. I know when we went to Kansas City on the tour, they had a clear bag policy, but they let her in with a regular bag because she had medications in it. Do we need to just check with the stadium officials themselves? Just call down there and ask, or
Let me double check, but I think let me go back and share the final documents because I thought there were links
Yeah, there
there.
is. There's
yeah,
Yeah,
they should have links to the
yeah.
teams, right?
there's links in there to the A to Z guide. You'll see it. It's for each stadium, you'll be able to find
Right,
that
right.
in the
yeah.
information.
And
So
what
I'm
I
sure.
found,
Yeah.
yeah, here we go. Like for Busch Stadium, the A to Z guide. What I
Ah,
found is
right,
even
right.
though all of the stadiums, Major League and even the minor leagues that are affiliated with the major leagues, all have the same policy, but how they enforce it is greatly different from city to city.
Okay. So we should just check with the individual stadiums before we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah,
Sam. I would. If you wanted to play it safe, because once you're at the ballpark, it's always, in order to be able to go back and drop, especially since this is important. I would just adhere to the clear bag policy, and that way you won't have to worry about it. Instead of and you can take you can take her small little clutch. It depends on how big it is, and take the small little clutch and put that in the clear bag, and then carry that through. They just don't want to. What basically the ballparks don't want to do is they don't want to start opening up zippers of backpacks. They just don't have the time. So as long as you have whatever it is in that small clear bag, even if it's a small clutch that's got a zipper on it, the chances of them even opening that up are pretty small.
Okay.
So
All
I
righty.
would just, I'd rather her carry the medication and things she needs, and then
Right.
and you could surely let them know that,
Mhm.
she's got medication she's carrying that she needs, and there's lots of obviously exceptions. They're just obviously doing their jobs as best as they can. So I would err on the cautious side since this is important for her.
Okay.
yeah,
Thanks.
and basically, I think the dimensions, at least for Busch Stadium, say not to exceed 10 by 8 by 10. So, and then if
Oh,
it's that, then they don't have to worry about being clear.
okay. All right. I'll double check the A to Z's.
All right.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Well, I guess the only other thing we had, if there's ever a rain out, I mean, obviously it's out of our control, but what do you guys do in case of weather
Well,
issues?
knock on wood, it's been very few of our trips over the years have gone out or have had a rain out. We've had rain delays, but basically, the policy depends on the teams. If the team allows for the group tickets to be refunded, then if the team gives us a refund, we'll refund it. Sometimes it's great. You keep the ticket, and then it's good for a game later on in the year that you can reschedule individually. But yeah, it just really depends on what the individual team policy is.
Okay. All righty.
there is a line that what are they doing?
I guess we go to dinner or something. I was gonna say if it's rained out, we'll just go to dinner or something.
Yeah.
Won't have hot dogs for dinner.
Well, the nice thing about most all of the ballparks now is they've got some pretty nice food options. One of the best I had was a couple years back at what used to be Minute Maid Park in Houston, and it was a giant baked potato with brisket in it and jalapenos and sour cream. Oh, it was
Oh
to
my
die
God.
for. And it was one of our Stadium Hall of Famers, Fred Solon, that I'd reached out to him for suggestions, and he says that's his favorite go-to place. So I sought it out. It was a little food cart, but it was definitely worth it.
Oh, so how many folks do we have signed up for this one, for this tour?
Not
This is
sure
ten.
off
It's
the
ten. There's 10 total.
10 total. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a great. It's you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love Julie. She's the best.
Yeah, I understand. Julie said your bio said you're into theater, and
I
my
am.
wife and I are big into theater, so we'll have lots to talk about besides baseball.
Indeed, we
Oh, there
will.
we go.
I love that.
All right. Well, if there are no other questions, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us tonight. And as I mentioned before, we did record this. I remembered to hit the record button, and I will circulate the link sometime tomorrow to everyone. So have a
Okay.
great rest of the evening and enjoy your time with Julie. She is a gem, and you will have an absolutely wonderful time.
All
I'll see
right.
you
Thanks,
guys on the
guys.
1st.
We'll see you,
Hey,
Julie.
everybody.
The second.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.